Hey, Fee, what's up?
Good. I am with you. It's a crazy night for me. Um, but we here, just trying to get my together. Our earlier,
How is the little girl doing?
she's trying. Um, she went to bed, so I was like, let me do this quickly because I didn't want to not come live to you. It's a little echoey here because I'm in our business center. I didn't want to wake them up. So, how was your Sunday?
Huh?
How was your Sunday? Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay.
The Sunday was good.
I'm trying to set up my microphone. Acting up. She doesn't want to
Yeah, the Sunday was good.
speak. Yeah, I was live earlier, but it looks like so. And honestly, it was not even showing. So I was like, let me cancel that shit. But we're here. I'm gonna try my best to not stay too long because living my life, living my life, not fun, right?
Yeah.
But I kind of switched up the topic. I thought the other one might take us longer, so I thought we'd do this one. So, because I would probably not be able to stay too long. I would watch it. But welcome, guys. Welcome to Let's Talk with this speak. My name is Felicia. We have Jamie here. Um, Jimmy, does follow me or he's sleeping?
Yeah. Uh, I'm actually sleepy, but uh, but I say let me come in for a few minutes.
Yeah, a few minutes, and then I probably won't see him.
You are sounding far from the microphone. I don't know.
How about now?
Speak to it.
Hello. Can you guys hear me?
And maybe you need to change your camera position.
Yeah. Or let me increase my volume. How about now?
Yeah, sound a little bit audible.
Okay. All right. So guys, tonight, sorry, extremely late. Um, I almost didn't even come on, but here we are.
Ask the audience. Let it tell you how your audio is sounding.
Yeah, guys, how do I sound? Can you guys hear me? It's gonna be a little echoey because I'm not in our house. Actually,
It's not even the echo. It's just the way you sounding. Like s- sounding like far from the microphone.
how about now? Can you guys hear me? Am I audible?
Hey, audience, let us know how she's sounding in the comment section. If anybody is following, please let us know how we sounding.
No. Sorry, I canceled the first live because the brain I couldn't hear myself either. So Like,
Y- Yeah, the first live you were sounding good.
oh, really?
Yeah, I think the only problem was you had a string light, you have the string yard on, but then you are now shooting from the string yard.
I was on there though.
Yeah, you were going direct from Facebook.
I think there was um, from my phone.
Yeah, but what happened to your studio?
I came downstairs because the kids are actually laying in that room where I usually do it, and I didn't want to disturb them. So when they're not feeling better, they want to lay next to me. And I was like, yeah, I don't want any noise in there, so that's why I was like, just go
Okay.
out. Can you guys hear me? Can you guys hear me? Okay. From my phone, I can hear myself clear.
Yeah, you sounding better now than you were.
Okay. All right. Okay. All right. So I guess you and I are just gonna jump into it. Maybe we're gonna make it like 30 minutes. 30 minutes.
You okay?
Yeah, okay.
Okay,
These
it's
people
all
think
right. Just leave it right in that position. Don't touch it.
not my stuff, well, it's these people's stuff. Well, I didn't touch it at all. It just fell. They got
Yeah.
it. But welcome, guys. Welcome to Let's Talk. It's me and Jimmy Nice tonight. Jimmy, you're gonna have all the time in the world tonight because the co-host is not here. And me, I guess so much on my mind right now. But let's get started. So tonight we're talking about if the eligible bachelor, are you willing to marry someone who, one, they, it's like they told you their previous relationship or marriage, they were at fault of it not working. Physically, they cheated, let's say multiple relationships, it was their fault. But then now, as you know, in our African community, we always claim born again, right? Like, oh, I'm a new creature, I'm new, those things, I was young, foolish, I don't do them anymore. And you've been dating them and you wanted to take the next step, but in that process, you learn all of that. Would you marry that individual?
Well, in the first place, fidelity is unacceptable. It is not good to be practiced by anyone. But who doesn't make mistake? Everybody does. But a mistake made repeatedly is not a mistake. Then it becomes a habit.
Right, that's why
However, huh?
I said an habitual cheater. Because someone who's been doing it over and over, but then now they've reached certain age now and they feel like they're changed.
Yeah, so like people make mistake and reach to a point and say, you know what, this is enough. I can't keep doing this to myself and stuff like that. So it's all about repentance. If you repent, if the person repent and say, hey, I used to do this, and I promised myself that I'm not going to do it anymore. I'm now a better person. I think is yes. I mean, once a person shows signs of change, sign of being serious, sign of not being the old person, they want to be committed, and they want to move forward with you. I think it's better to accept that person because they have learned from their mistake. But in the meantime, if they just if you guys are just starting and you get to know of it, give it some time to observe the person. Don't rush into things. Don't rush into trusting and
Right.
making decision very in a haste way. Don't be hasty with decision. Just observe. But in the meantime, you showing the person some give them some attention and care, and be vigilant. That you can be another victim of their lives. So
Go ahead.
so the answer is yes. I can accept such a person. I can accept such a person depending on how they conduct themselves, moving forward.
I true, and the reason that was nice. The reason actually this topic came about. I was talking to a colleague of mine, and she's actually in the process of that, and she's torn in between. She's like, "Oh, I trust
Can
that."
you come close to the microphone?
Yeah. Can you guys hear me now? It's gonna be a tough one tonight. It's gonna be echoing. You guys probably won't be seeing me because of how I'm sitting. But yeah, this topic came about how my let's see, how does it sound? Let's
Yeah,
start.
you sounding better in that position.
Okay, so a colleague of mine is actually in the process of this. She's about to get married, and that's why this topic came about. I was asked if that's something that I would be able to do, and I said, well, if I've been dating this individual for a while and we built that trust and we're actually at this point where she's at, I wouldn't mind getting married, but um, a little doubt would be in my mind why they would wait at this point of the relationship to talk about this when this could have been discussed prior. And she said that she never brought up the topic early on. Is when they were going through counseling, marriage counseling. That's when all this, came up. That one, the individual was married twice, and the reason the relationship did not work is because he had infidelity twice in those marriages, and their partner couldn't, continue. But at this point of their life, it changed, and so this colleague asked me this question. That's what from the whole topic. That's why I wanted to talk about it. But for me, I would say if it was in this type of situation where it's just happening now that I'm learning firsthand in counseling, I probably would change our wedding date. And I know a lot of people will probably be like, why? I would change our wedding date. We would discuss it where we will have to hold on to that wedding date. Um, for that, for my own safety, because I can only imagine like thinking this, like looking at someone in a different lens, right? Thinking that like the story that she told me now, I'm not going to disclose everything, right? Knowing what I know and the type of individual this person portrayed themselves to be. And now in marriage counseling, I'm learning this. That's something that I would want us to further discuss and see why wasn't it, brought up early, because we're not, I wouldn't want to make that mistake, and we're all human, we're human of habits. And I think, yeah, people can change, but what if that individual find itself in that type of situation and for it to problem? So that's something that for me, I would want to hold that relationship. I want to hold that marriage. I won't rush it. I'll probably give it a few more months than us like going into it then right away. Just for my questions that I will ask, I would want to know why it was hating from me in the first place, especially after being dating for like 2 years and I'm just finding out in marriage counseling. And two, like, how do you know that they're completely changed from it based on the circumstances that is, in that relationship? So that's what I
Okay.
would do.
Okay. So the thing is, you see, at the beginning of every relationship, I would advise, those who are listening, when you get into a relationship newly, ask this person, were you in a relationship before you met me? Before we met, were you in a relationship? If the answer is yes, how is that relationship? Are you still in it? Have those kind of conversations from the beginning. Never be afraid or skeptical to ask question, because the lack of asking those questions is what led to what she discovered in a late half of the relationship at the marriage counseling. You
Right.
see, so at the beginning, ask your partner, what was your previous relationship like? What happened? You know, what happened? And then the person will tell you 9 out of 10, most people will not admit that they were wrong. All right.
Right.
Honest people will admit that, hey, I did this and she didn't like it, and that's why I cut things short. But then I went and talked to her and she still said no. I tried several times. She didn't, she didn't agree. So, we both have to go our separate ways. You see? But I would say, don't change don't change the wedding date. Judge him, from where you're met up to where you people are. What convinced you to even accept to go to the wedding counselor? What convinced you? Okay. uh there might be there might be some things that attract you. You probably saw some commitment in him or her that drove you to the marriage counselor. You see, so now that he's admitting that in his previous relationship he had issue of fidelity and he was the cause. I think that's being honest, but that was not discussed between the both of you. I know it kind of seemed like a little turn off for you,
Mm.
but the fact that he admits to it, right in front of you, and in front of the counselor, I think it is something that can be handled. And you don't want to put up attitude and changing the wedding date and all of that. Talk to him about it when y'all get home. Talk to him about it when y'all get home. Why you didn't tell me this? And and we say you never ask about it. We never talk. We never talk about certain things. Before we came this far. But judge me from where I am now. Okay. Judge me from where I am now. What do you think? How have you seen me? You know, and everybody, everybody made mistake. Everybody made mistake, and people should learn from that mistake. Okay, people should learn from that mistake. And 9 out of 10 people who admit their mistakes will learn from it and move forward.
But Jimmy, the person has been doing it before, right? And why would it take a marriage if you've been dating someone? That's just my question, right? If you and someone's been in a relationship for 2 years, 2 years, that never came up.
Okay, so here is the thing. For 2 years you've been with this guy. You never discuss your past relationship. You never
It's
had anything. You never had
a question
you never
that
you
the couple that I'm telling you about, they did. They talk about their past relationship.
okay. But what was the question that was asked? That's also important. Did you ask question about what happened? Why did you leave the previous relationship? Was that question asked?
So let
You
me
know?
give you a background story. Just so I'm not gonna say anybody name, but oh, I picked the wrong banner. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
Yeah. I was trying to edit it, and then so it looks like tonight is not my night, but the devil is a liar.
I
But
know.
the backstory of this was that one, they discussed if either of them had been married before and what was the issue that caused that. And this individual must also say that the colleague said that individual has children as well with the
Hmm.
previous marriage, both of those relationships.
Okay.
And the previous women were very bitter, so that's what prompted her to ask those questions. But it was just brushed up. She was told that one, oh, it's not anything, things just didn't work out, you know, we grew apart and things like that. But then now in the marriage counseling, she's hearing something else. So from that point, for me, um, yeah, there's gonna be echo, guys, just because I'm actually in a business center. I'm sitting and there's nothing in here, so it's kind of echo. Sorry, bad audio tonight.
Yeah. So, Fee, if you've been with this guy for 2 years,
Mhm.
for 2 years, okay, you've been observing him. You never had any issue of fidelity in 2 years. Okay. Now you guys made a decision to get married. You went to see your marriage counselor, and at the marriage counseling, he tells you or the marriage counselor that his previous relationship came to an end because of infidelity. You see? All right, I think we lost Fee, but let me continue to say what I was saying. If the previous relationship did not work because of infidelity, you know, you have been with him for the past 2 years after his previous relationship. The question you should ask yourself: what has he been involved with? How has his movement been? Have I noticed anything of such in him? Has he, have I seen communication with people that I don't like? Those are the questions that you should ask, because I am one person. I don't judge people by their past. Even if you confess that to me and we having conversation, and that past came into the conversation, I will not judge you by how you live 2, 3, 4, 5 years ago before we met. I will judge you by the things you have been involved with since we met. Okay? So if he says that he has changed from it, he has changed, he's not a better person, then judge him within the 2 years that the both of you have been together, and and make your decision from there. Make your decision from there. If you're not pleased with the 2 years that the both of you have been together, and coupled with what you just discovered at the marriage counseling, then you have a decision to make, either to move forward or to cut it or quit right there. Okay? But you already have a wedding date set. If you already have a wedding date set, you're only going for counseling for for the wedding to go on, and he comes out with a confession that he comes out with a confession that, hey, you know um before I met my wife to be, I was in a relationship, and that relationship came to an end because I cheated. Okay? Because, okay, yes, I cheated twice on that person.
Listen, sir. Two marriages ended because of that.
Two marriages ended because of, I call it, because of infidelity. But let me tell you this: learn to
Oh no, what happened? Got kicked out. Can you hear us, Angel?
yeah. So let me say this: any woman or any man that leaves a man or her partner because of infidelity, I would say you have an issue already. Because guess what? I can hear you.
Why though? If you're not married and you're in the process of getting married and you find out that's something that you can't work with, why not?
Okay, so one thing I would say is, from the day you met this person, what have been your observation about him or her? You see, before a woman or a man make decision to marry somebody, that means they are pleased to live with a person based on their assessment of the person, and based on how this person have been behaving, or taking care of them. That's what inform your judgment to move the relationship to another level. All right. So if while you guys were boyfriend and girlfriend, if he has been cheating on you, I wouldn't say, go and marry that person, because after marriage, you're still going to cheat. But if you made a decision to marry him with all the fault that you have seen in him, then don't divorce. After I get, because the mistake people make is that people think that after marriage people will change. You see, marriage does not change anybody. The attitude that you exhibit while you were boyfriend and girlfriend, when you get married, in fact, the marriage legalized that attitude. You see, because now you are in a contract, but before you had no contract. You had no contract, and the person was unfaithful to you, and you close your eye on that, and you accept to marry the person, and after marriage you expect the person to change. No, that person is not going to change.
Why
That
is
person is not. That person is not going to change. You see? But when you met the person, boyfriend and girlfriend, everything went fine for 2 years. You never noticed any sign of infidelity. I call it infidelity. You
Please
okay?
remove one of my account. Please remove one of my account. Okay, that's good.
Okay. But then at the marriage counseling, based on questions that were asked, he answered one of those questions and said, "In my past relationships, I cheated." Then, then the question you should ask yourself: since we got together, he has not cheated on me. I have not seen any sign of cheating in him. And he's telling you that that was in his past, but he has changed or she has changed. He or she is now a better person and they want to move forward. I call it with you. You want to cancel or suspend the wedding because of because of a testimony. I would say no. Judge the man by the time you guys are being together. When y'all get home, when y'all leave the counselor office, y'all go home and talk about it. Yes, I understand you make this statement of repentance at the counseling, or office. How do you want to move forward? Are you completely changed, or are you going to be you after we get married again? You know, to talk to the person, you have a conversation around it, but that shouldn't be a cause of you quitting the relationship or postponing the wedding to another 10 years because you want to see him change.
Well, the reason I said I'm gonna postpone it is because for me, if I was in her situation and I had just learned that information when I know you have plenty of
We
other
are
people.
losing your we are losing your audio.
Oh God.
You are muted. I'm not hearing you.
She's not muted. No, you just mute.
Can you
She was
No,
just.
I I'm not hearing her, Jimmy. I'm not hearing her at all.
can you guys hear me?
Are you hearing her now?
I'm hearing you, Jimmy, but I'm not hearing Fee.
Yeah.
Hear me?
Fee, maybe you should adjust your mic a little bit.
Fee having some technical cliche tonight.
Yeah. Maybe I'm gonna just be quiet, let you guys run the show. I'll just be quiet.
But I won't be here for long. But I just thought to come in and sparse it out a little bit. I know we experienced some technical issue tonight from the onset of the show. So I don't know why, because Fee is not audible, or Mark like sending some echo. I don't know. The same thing happening to me. I don't know.
No, you are good. I call it. You are good.
Oh,
And the
okay.
echo from Fee is not a problem. It's just that she's not coming through the microphone. You know, like she usually does.
Okay. So she's using the phone, because I'm using my phone. I'm not on my computer tonight. I'm using my phone. Okay. Yeah. So beautiful topic, and I think I just came on to run into it, because she previously posted that she was going to go live on Facebook, but I think she has some technical issues trying to solve. Or will you marry an individual who was at fault for infidelity in previous relationship or marriage, but claims to be reborn or changed? I think, like you said, Jimmy, I don't think we should judge people based on their past. If I if I could say yes, I would, because if no one is infallible, everybody has fault. Everybody has relationship issues. So if a person had an issue of infidelity into past relationship, and the person came to, but by the way, why would I agree to be there? Because no one is perfect. Most of the relationship we get in around the world, people get in around the world, people has their past. People have their past. So to beg the question is, yes, I would. I'm not going to judge you from your past. I'm going to judge you from the current place from day one when we meet going forward. They were going to judge you from because myself may have my past. So if we start to judge people from the past, I don't think it will make the relationship to last. Then what the essence? So the best thing to do is to not judge the person from the past, but begin from where you people met, and then help the person to go through. Because if the person said, "Well, I have changed," I was sore, but now I'm poor. You know, realize that the person has turned to poor, and judge the person from their content, their present character. But if you and the person go into it, and at the end of the day, you start to reflect on what they did before in the past, that will hurt the relationship. For instance, I'm in relationship with Fee, and Fee brings all my old past. Oh, you were a womanizer in the past. This is why you did, and it's what you did. You had tons of number of girlfriend and all of stuff, and you keep reminding me on my past or your previous marriage. You were like brutal in your previous marriage. You were this and this, and that will hurt the relationship. The relationship will not go forward. It will be broken down, and this is contributing to most of the marriages being broken down, contributing to divorces because these are some of the factors. But if two are in a relationship and the person was open to you and came to you low, Jimmy, Fee, or whosoever, I was in this relationship, but because of infidelity, because it could be my weakness. So the only thing you could do for me is to pray along with me so that those things I did before I can no longer do it. Because I have come to you with clean hands. I said, no, I am no longer Paul, Saul, rather, I'm Paul now. I come like a Snow White. So you there as a person should be able to embrace me to drive me through that relationship that will make the relationship be a cordial one. But in the absence of that, if you don't do it and you keep reminding the person of their past, it won't be good. So for me, to answer the question, I say yes. But I'm not going to judge you from what you did in the past. And I'm not going to remind you from what you did in the past because everybody has their own flaw. No one is perfect. No one is infallible. Everybody has an issue. So you cannot judge somebody from a previous relationship because the person committed infidelity. So you say, oh, because into the person. But again, you will be insecure. You say, oh, what the person didn't want to change. I said, marry or marry. Maybe that's something the person going to do. When you trust into a relationship, is what help build the relationship. Confidence in the relationship, it will help to build the relationship. So other than that, if you keep reflecting on the past, oh, John Brown is there, Mary Ann is there, Peter John is there, Nancy is there, it will not help the relationship. So I just thought to come on tonight to give, you know, we are not relationship experts here, but we just thought to bring some of this thing to light so people can do it. So if I will ever say yes, I will marry a person who even in the past came to me and said, look, I was this person, but I'm no longer this person. I have changed. That will be good for every one of us. You know.
Yeah, and Andrew, you said it right. For me, I'd rather marry a repentant hopojo than to marry a pretending Christian. You see, I know Fee is laughing, but the thing is just simple. The bad person that 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 came to themselves and said, "I know I mess up. I know I have messed up, and I don't want to be the old me. I want to be a new me. I'd rather go with that person than to get one angel, than to get someone that will pretend in my face to be an angel and later on turn to be a devil. You understand? Because you know that person's weakness. So help them. Okay, how can I help you come out of this? Look, relationship is helping people overcome their weakness and fear. If you cannot help your partner overcome their weakness and fear in a relationship, then don't go for it. Don't go for it. Know your partner weakness and know their fear, and try to work with them how to overcome both of them. Listen, if you help somebody overcome their weakness and their fear,
and
that person
and
that
and,
person remain indebted to you.
and that is true, Jimmy, and that is true. And you use the person, my word, you use the person fear to build their strength up. You use their
Exactly.
you to you use
The
their
weakness.
fear, right? They already have fear into them, but you find an antidote to that fear they got by
Yeah.
encouraging them to say, look, that fear, this is an antidote of bringing up to that fear by encouraging them. You say, look, I mean, you are strong. And also, if you put strength into the person fear, you can use strength to be an antidote for the person fear. So that the person say, oh yes, this guy loves me. Because if two of you are together and you are not, and you the person keep fretting, oh, I told him in my past, and you always bashing me about my past, all the things I did in my past. And every time he and myself will sit together, he will remind me about my past. You're going to destroy that relationship. So the best thing for you to do, you encourage them in their fear, like you said. You say, look, this thing you did, you are not the only person who did this thing before. So I encourage you to forget about it and move over with your life. I love you and I believe in you. So that alone will give her the strength, or give the individual the strength, the energy to be able to move on. But if you sit there as a partner and you say, look, oh, and you try to criticize the person, you try to say things to them, to humiliate them,
Yeah.
say some negative things to them that will reflect in negatively, that will carry their minds backward, they might create do something to themselves. And so this is why in relationship, you as a relationship person, or you are the person, the husband or the wife or whosoever in that relationship, you serve as a guiding counselor for each one of you. So you wife serve as a guiding counselor, husband serve as a guiding counselor. Because you need to encourage each other into the relationship and say, look, this is my fault. This is what I've done before. Okay?
Okay. So if the other individual have trust issue that triggered,
Yeah.
issue, and that's the trigger. Now, if somebody have trust issue with you, ask yourself, put yourself in the person's shoe.
Yes,
if
definitely.
if if somebody have trust issue with me, what would I do for that person to believe me? Okay, what would I do? That means the things, the things that you did that caused the issue, work on them. Work on them. Okay, if you used to hide to answer call, start answering the calls right in front of her. Make him or her feel confident that you know they the calls are just friends. I call it that I'm talking to. Be open. Be open. Okay, don't be creepy. Don't be don't be hiding. I call it, don't be hiding things like um you just got off the phone, and then the next minute, maybe I call it, your partner took your phone, all the call logs are gone. you know Everything, the call log is clear. Okay, those are things that happen in a relationship that create trust issues. So whatever thing that created an issue, work on it and
Mm-hmm.
get rid of it,
Mm-hmm.
and reinstate the confidence of your partner.
And Jimmy,
Okay.
I wouldn't agree with you more on that. And you struck a beautiful point. And your answer here is what you're referring to, right? Whatever into the relationship, into that past relationship that created that problem that led to what you did, and you are moving into another relationship, those should serve as a tool Now, someone says, and I quote, that mistakes are raw material for progress.
Of
So the
course.
error you made in the past, you use that error you made in the past to make progress for the future. Okay. So if the person has trust issue, all those things that you did before make the person look. I don't think I'm no longer Saul. I'm Paul now. So if you used to hire your phone, you used to do everything, and you see your call log, all the kind of stuff doing it. If you knew if certain individuals are calling you back to back, and that relationship you were in was not satisfied with it, and the person still keep you, don't do it. You say this was what broke my relationship, and I would not continue with this in this other relationship. So there's some things you need to be straight up to the point and say it. Trust
Yeah.
issue is always the key, is a bear rock in a relationship, because a lot of people, don't trust people, especially when they
And
know your
and
past,
and and
and the fear of losing you, so they will try to do every way to protect you. But you as an individual, you should also find means to protect yourself in a way that those things you did before, you are no longer doing it, but you get confident and tell the person, look, this I did, I'm no longer going to do it before. So you continue to encourage the person that that trust issue the person had must vanish, so the person can get exclusive confidence in the relationship, so that tomorrow you build a stronger one that will lead to a positive thing.
and Andrew, you are right. Another thing there is in in that kind of relationship, when a person confess their past to you, don't remind them of it. Don't remind them of their past, because 9 out of 10 women are in that habit, and some men too get into that habit. When a woman open up to some men, and and tell them their past, especially the famous question, what is your body count? And the person tells you, my body count is 25. Then now you take that 25 to be to be the new songs in your mouth. you know I'm not the first man that you met. I'm I'm not the first man. I'm not the first man in your life. I'm the number 26 now. Do you
And,
remember?
and this doesn't just only apply to men. I think it's also apply to the women too. We
Yeah,
both, we,
I'm
we, we
I'm
men
addressing
and
it
women
both
have their
ways.
own issue
You
too.
know, I'm addressing it both ways. So, and if you behave to somebody like that, you know what's going to happen? They're going to stop telling you things about them. Okay, they're not going to be open to you anymore, because they know the more they open to you, the more you use it against them. So whenever somebody open to you, or about their past, don't remind them on it. Okay, encourage them in their fear, and give them strength, and give them courage, that hey, I know, there were things that happened that led to XYZ, but I want to let you know that there is always a way forward. All right. And the way we can solve this is for us to be committed to each other, is for us to trust each other, is for us to be open to each other, is for us to communicate more, for us to be more closer to each other, because maybe, ask the person, look, let me tell you, every man or woman that cheats, they have some reason. When a woman loves a man, she will never cheat on that man. When a man treats the woman as a queen in his life, that woman, it becomes hard for her to cheat. You see? But one wrong word to a person can turn them off. One wrong word. And and sometimes, just because you fail to compliment somebody, you fail to compliment, I call it somebody, like your wife, your wife came from out and brought you, oh honey, I got you this rose. Oh, put that thing on the table, man. You were more, I call it, what doing with flower. Eh. You know, she just took her time. She took her she used her money and her energy to bring you something. She was just being affectionate. And now you will put that flower on the corner on that table. I got things on my mind. Those are turn off, situations in relationship. So learn to compliment each other when something good happen. I call it when something good happen, and don't remind the person of their past. When they tell you their past, focus on the future, how to make the person better. I will let Andrew I call it respond to this question first. Andrew, are you there or you gone?
I'm here. I'm here. I'm here. I'm trying to read the question she put on the screen there, but it's so those thing for me that I can't. Let me imagine it.
Okay, let me read it for you. So you both are saying if an individual find out firsthand that their fiancé previously cheated multiple times in the past, which ended two marriages, the individual shouldn't wait or go further with the wedding process.
Well, 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 well. Well, I think there is a hypothetical question that Fee, is asking here. It's a hypothetical question, and the answer may varies because depending on the individual involved. But my point here is, look, it doesn't matter how many times the person cheated in past relationship, but the person have come in the media. Well, yes, I've cheated in my past relationship, and because of that, I did. It led to a divorce. It led to me breaking up in the relationship. So because of that, I realized my mistake. I think I've understood myself, and like I said, mistakes are raw material for progress. So if someone made error in the past, do you want us to judge the person because of the error they made in the past? I would say no. We cannot judge somebody because of the error they made in the past. So to answer the question, yes, into marriages and enter into marriages, but this person said, look, I cannot keep doing this. So uh, John Brown, Annie Joseph, I have met you. So therefore, I'm not going to go back to those days. I'm not going to go back to Egypt. I have left from Egypt. I have crossed the Red Sea. I'm even left across the Jordan River to go to the land of milk and honey. So I'm no longer going there. I'm no longer Saul. I'm poor now. I'm changed. The angel arrested me along the way on my way to Damascus. And that
Mm.
is the way the man will be saying to the lady, or the
Now
lady
not
will
the
be
pastor
saying to the
sermon
man.
you preaching here to now.
Because you don't even though the person say, oh yeah, so you have your own past. You want to judge the person by that past, what the person did in the past. Then if we want to judge people by that past, then many people will not be in relationship in this world because everybody comes with excess baggage. So the only thing we need to do here is at that moment where we met, take me from my word. I said, look, I have changed. I will no longer do this thing. I have done this before. It didn't help me. I'm no longer going to do it again. At that moment, it's where you take my word. Don't take my word for what I did before. Don't judge me for what I did before. But at the moment when the both of us are speaking, talking to one another, that is the point where you start to judge me, start to evaluate me from at that moment. Not to wait, they say, okay, not to just judge me because of what I did in the past. You could be wrong because of what I did in the past. You don't know what led me to doing it in the past. But now I have come, I say, look, I have changed. I have crossed the Red Sea. Moses have taken me from Egypt. And though he didn't see the promised land, but I have crossed the Jordan River through Joshua have taken me across the Jordan River.
Mm.
I'm Saul now. Saul now I'm Paul. Even
The
though
man
I
we
was,
all
I
went
was
to
first
church with them.
called a donkey, but I am now Paul. People repent. And like I said, mistakes that we do are raw material for progress.
Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, Andrew, you are proving that you went to church today, and I bless God for that. Even if you didn't go, but fee, to to the to your question, to your question, as long as the man is not confessing to you that fee, few days ago or few weeks ago, I've cheated on you, as long as he's not making that confession, but the confession he's making is in his past relationships, it's not on you, and you've been with him for 2 years, you have not noticed any sign of cheating, he has not cheated on you, that is a sign that he has developed and he has grown, moved away from his past. And put yourself in his shoe or in her shoe. Have you cheated in the past relation in your past relationship? Have you have any issue of cheating? And my thing, my understanding of cheating is not is not just having extra relationship affairs, okay? But by sneaking and texting somebody, another woman or another man, hiding from your partner, is cheating. Okay? Anything you have from your partner that you don't want them to know is cheating. Okay? But the issue of meeting with another person is just a higher one. But everything still boils down to cheating. All right? You could be on a call with a guy and you having, how do you call it? You having romantic conversation with another guy that you have not even met in person. That that could be termed, term of cheating. The fact that you sat down and even thought of you being in the arm of another person, you've already cheated. You know, I mean, so those kinds of things happen. I call it happen to people. Okay, so what we are saying is move forward with the wedding. As long as this man have not cheated on you in the past 2 years that you guys have been together, all he has done is to pamper you, make you feel like the queen you are. Always there for you when you need him. Going places with you. How to call it, doing things with you. And how to call it, he confesses his past to you, and you want to judge him on the past, and quit the progress that you were making in the wedding. I would say if you do something like that, then you never love that man. You never love that man, because there will be problems in the relationship even bigger than that. So if you can't solve a little problem like that, then what do you think will happen? Or I call it tomorrow, if you even, if you answer a call that you're not happy with, you ready to pack your things and leave. So it's better, like I said previously, I better
Yeah. Sir, I'm here.
marry a repentant hopojo than marry somebody who have been pretending to be an angel to me.
Like, to follow my point on, right? Let me see what he is saying here. Okay, Jimmy, I know men expect women to accept this, but I know 9 out of 10 men wouldn't accept a woman. And that is true. For me,
No,
that is a fact. That is reality.
no, that's not even true.
No,
Look,
listen to me,
that's
Jimmy.
not
That's my
even true.
no, Jimmy. No, that's my point. Let me say what I want to say
Okay,
on that point.
yeah, go ahead, and I will come back.
It is proven. It is proven. It may not be 9 out of 10, but studies have shown that women are easily forgiving people. They forgive their partner easily when it comes to
Some women,
infidelity, as
some
compared to men
women,
forgiving their partner. That is an established fact.
some
If I
women,
caught my wife or girlfriend or whosoever into infidelity, the tendency, the rate of me forgiving her would be very low as compared to she's forgiving me when I did that. So that is a fact. That meant, but the reality here is we should not use that as a yardstick, as a tool to demonize somebody because of what they did in the past. Should we? No. How can we go about this one? In relationship, both of you are counselor for each other, like I said in my thesis statement. Each one is a counselor for the other. And I will always like to maintain the word and use the phrase that mistakes are raw material for progress. How do you
mm,
expect us to make progress if you don't realize your mistake? So once you realize your mistake, you can't undo mistake. Someone said you don't blame where you fell, but blame yourself where you slipped your toe before you fell. So if I slept at the doorpost and I fell down the steps, meaning that I'm not going to condemn where I fell, but where I slipped. I should go to that place where I slipped. If there was some issue, obstacle, or I should mentally try to face it. That's what happens in relationship. If you realize what you did in the past was not a good thing, that hampered your relationship, that created problem for your relationship, obviously you need to mend that thing and don't want to go back. So I want to support come on the from the fee said. It is true.
okay.
Until you want to deny it, Jimmy, but it is
Let me say
true.
my own.
Women, the tendency or the
Let me
rate
say
at which women forgive men who are committed infidelity into a relationship is for every 10 women. You will see at least 8 will forgive their partner.
all
But
right.
compared to men, for every 10 men, you will see at least 2 to easily forgive their partner when it comes to infidelity
Okay.
in a relationship. And,
So
and, and
so
that I can stand to defend that at all anywhere. If you're ready for the argument, let's go into that.
here is it, right? Here is it. This is a guy in the previous question that got divorced 2 times because he cheated on his 2 wives. I believe he asked for forgiveness, but he didn't. That ended that marriage, the first marriage. He came to the second woman. She didn't forgive him. That ended the second one. What I'm saying is that every woman take things differently. When a woman cheats in a relationship, the difference between women and men is that men cheat for pleasure. Before a woman cheat w- on you with another guy, she must have connection. She must be connected to that person before they have anything to do. You see? So, yeah, I know. I call it 2 times. I call it, we say it's habitual. All right? But the difference between men and women is that men just want to have fun and come back to their women. A woman, she don't just want to have fun. She has attachment with that man. Okay, there is something about that person must attract her before she can live with him. And if that happens, she gets attracted to him and it start happening more. A man can have a one night stand with a woman and never look back to that woman. But for the woman, there is an attachment. You see? So when you see most men having issue when after that women cheat, is because of that concept. Because they know that that woman will still, it will be difficult for her to let go of that person unless God come down, or the spirit of God come down in that person's life. You see? But a man can also forgive a woman who cheated. Okay, depending on how the woman is going to respond. If she respond, then that means they can move forward. If she react, then that means she still have connection with that man, and there is nothing you can do that will make her to stay away from him. Look, women don't cheat for fun. We men do. Men cheat just to have fun, just to set record. When a woman cheat, she stay connected.
For me, it doesn't matter who cheats and who doesn't cheat.
No,
It doesn't matter
ev-
who cheats or who doesn't cheat.
both matters.
The point here is both both either of the sexes can cheat. But our key point here is, should we
Th-
definitely fee, I
That,
agree
that,
with you. But not
that's
in
why I
total
say,
not in total agreement. Fee. I agree with you,
and
but not
that's
in total
why I
agreement.
say,
Why?
that's why I say, when a woman cheat, when a woman cheat, she she gets connected. She gets connected. She gets connected because any sound man, if you are sound enough, if your woman cheat on you, if your woman cheat on you and put it in your face that yes, I did it, and even if she didn't put it in your face, but just by you knowing that she cheats, you know that either you have done something that that woman was already working out, and this is where it becomes hard for some men to keep that kind of woman, or trust her again, because they don't just cheat. If they do it, they do it with purpose, and the connection, I call it, remain there, my brother. That's a point that, or I call it, I call it, fee just me. Any woman that loves you will not cheat on you. I'm telling you, I have seen women who have been treated badly in a relationship, but because they love that person, they still remain committed to that person. They dare that woman step outside, my brother, she's done. She's done. But you, I call it you, Andrew. You and a woman can make
No,
flower.
it's
She
not in
make.
all cases. It's not in all cases where when a woman decides to cheat and she get cut outside, she's out of the door. No, it's not in all cases. Some of them do it because they look. I'm doing it because of reprisal. I'm doing it because they got hurt me, so I feel. And someone
I'm
will say,
talking
"No,
about the
men menacing
aftermath.
that men menacing, men menacing that
I'm
men, woman
talking
menacing that
about the
woman."
aftermath. And a woman, and a woman that lives with another man on a regular basis, on a real agreement, where she is pleased, she voluntarily, she walked to the main house, and or wherever location, and they have something to do. That woman, she gets connected to that man. She gets connected. That means she and that person have some connection. My man, you agree with me that you how to call it, you met something and you eat, and that was just it. You never pick up corsair again. After that, you never pick up corsair again. That doesn't happen to women. That doesn't happen to women. Okay, so back to the topic. Infidelity in any relationship is not encouraged, should not be encouraged. It's wrong. It's wrong. But at the same time, if it doesn't occur in your current relationship, but the person tells you their past, what happened in their past, don't use it in their present, and don't use it against them in their present. Judge them by the current status. Judge them by how they treat you, by how they behave to you. Okay, how how is how is he going to 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 use me to make up for his past? Should be your focus. Okay, how is he going to use me to make up for his past, to be your how do you call it, your focus? How is she going to use me to make up for her past? Should be your focus. As long she has not cheated on you in this current relationship, don't judge her by her past. Don't judge him by his past. Focus on the current and move forward. Because by doing so, you are giving that person strength. How do you call it? You are telling them, I understand you made a mistake, but we can write it off. We can write it off when we stick together, when we are open in communication, when we are not being how do you call it, when we are not being secrecy. You know, we can write off our past and focus on our future. Yeah. So I think, Andrew,
Yeah,
you
I'm
can.
here.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
somebody is watching. Eva, my friend, she's watching, and she said infidelity is a deal breaker. It is true, and nobody wants to have in a relationship, infidelity into a relationship. And most of the people look, what's the deal breaker? Well, infidelity is my deal breaker. Many people they don't let liars do, but most of them will focus on infidelity. And generally, infidelity is a deal breaker in a relationship. But like you said, Jimmy, and everybody will say, right? Even those doing those things in the past, we should not judge our present action condition based on what we did in the past. If somebody comes and says, well, I did this thing before, and because of the I learned a mistake that what I did in the past that haunted me and that damaged me, the previous relationship I was in, I have realized that it stalled my process. So I'm no longer going to go into that. So Mary Paul or Peter Brown, I'm done. I have repented. I have understood what I did in the past, and I know it didn't help me and wouldn't help me. So we don't have to judge people by the past errors or mistakes. We judge people by their present condition, what they are doing now. Because if you want to go back to in time past, what people did in the past, then there should be no relationship anymore. There should be no relationship anymore because everyone will all have our own flaws. Everybody have their own issues. So should you blame somebody for what happened in the past? No, I wouldn't even support that. So in conclusion, for me, do not and we should not use people past relationship or past deeds to judge them now. It doesn't mean because I did it in the past, so I must do it today. No. If we do that, meaning that we don't want to make progress into a relationship. And trust issue in a relationship can only be viable, can only be strong, can only be strengthened based on the individual in the relationship. If what you did in the past and you still do some sinister things, the thing that hurt the relationship before, and the guy left you, or the man left you, or the woman left you, you're still doing some of those sneaky things. And you like hiding yourself, doing some things that was making to suspect you or make her to suspect you. And once you continue to do that, there will be trust issue. But in an issue where you open yourself up, and those, even your previous relationship, somebody will call you, sometimes you put a phone on speaker, you call, you talk to the person, you open yourself out. Because it doesn't mean they say after love, it doesn't there's no war, there's friendship. But if you start sneaking, going from a place to place, doing a place to place, it will create a problem. So on that note, for me, I want to thank every one of us. Though our host has some technical issues, she couldn't be here, but she posted some very beautiful questions tonight, which I appreciate. But and that's good. I mean, we hope to meet next week Saturday so we can continue another topic. But I want to thank us, and those are you who came, and those are you who are viewing us. Eva, you're watching from Ottawa, Ontario, and the rest of you who join us, Ma, Rufson, and the rest of you. I want to thank every one of you for joining us. But it was a great topic, Jimmy. Thank you.
All right. So, from my end, I want to thank all of our viewers tonight and those who will view later on. Say thank you very much for joining. I want to end with this infidelity creates insecurity. Don't bring anything in your relationship that would make the other person to feel insecure, because no matter how you confess, it
I,
will
I feel, Jimmy, I'm not cutting you up, man. I feel so sorry for our host tonight, man. She just muted and just put anything on the screen tonight. I feel so sorry for you, man. Hey, man.
you feeling now.
I feel you. So, and I'll show you my face tonight. So let's show you more.
Don't bring anything in your relationship that would create trust issue. Don't bring anything that will make the other person to feel insecure. If it is telephone conversation, make it clear. Always clarify things when your partner asks you, and be frank with them. Don't lie. Don't say one thing today and tomorrow you say another thing on the same topic, or on the same question. It creates doubt, it creates trust issue, and it will drive that person away if you're not careful. On the other note, if somebody tells you their past, judge them by their current status. Judge them by how they have been treating you for the past years, they've been treating you for the past months and weeks and days. Judge them by that and make your decision whether or not you want to stay with a person or you want to move forward in the relationship. Life is only beautiful when you fall in the right arm, and life becomes terrible when you end up in the wrong place. So make sure from the beginning, ask the necessary question. Some people don't like to be asked about their past. That's because um they have explained their past to other people and they judge them by their past. So they come to you now, the skeptical, to tell you about their past. But if they foster the, if they muster the courage and tell you about their past, don't hold it against them. Judge them by how they move forward with you. Thank you for listening tonight. And I want to say thank you to Fee, even though she She is the silent
She
host
she
tonight.
she 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 bobo tonight. She
Oh
bobo.
man, let me talk, man. Let me
No, I
talk.
will not give you chance to talk. No, you know my sister. Remember my sister there.
I,
Let me tell
I'm
you.
not. I'm not looking for sister. I'm not looking for sister. So
Hey, Bina, you
don't.
get sister?
How do you call it? Don't introduce your sister to me. You know how many sisters I get.
Ma,
And
me, I get plenty.
who listening on the show that I don't know that feel like a sister that you
Oh,
gotta
for
be
sure,
you
you
gotta
know to
be
that.
echoing like direct money you want to eat. That eh, but I don't call it. Wait for Salome direct money.
But Jimmy, that my
I call
baby
it the
sister
other one
there. That
part
my
gone.
baby sister.
The other one part gone. And fee one of direct money it gone.
No
It
problem.
gone. It gone. I call it gone
I,
ever since.
I tell Mr. Robinson he will still pay that direct money. My man, I say I gotta eat some.
When you come to the hall, they cook, you wanna eat. Gonna be waiting for direct money. Yeah, man.
My man, Jimmy, man, I see you, man. Jimmy,
I call it your thank you, man.
you are confusionist, man.
I gotta be up. I gotta be up early in the morning.
Let me wave now. I see you wave. Bye bye, Afi. Bye bye, baby.
See, I beg you, man. If you have time, give me a call, man. Yeah, I want to find out something very important from you.
Jimmy, I will inbox him and number here, so we need to also talk to on some issues. But you can contact me on WhatsApp too as well. So on the chat room, just inbox me and we'll talk.
Okay.
Okay then. Thanks everybody. Bye bye.
All right. Bye.